All right, welcome back, everybody, to another new episode of A Whole New World. Wow, if I can get my own show right. Where we're here to put a spotlight on positive mind and developing a positive mind. Wow, am I even here in the studio today? Wow. Yeah. And positive
Is it
things.
Friday yet?
It's Tuesday. Yeah. I try to treat every day like Friday. So,
yeah, there you go. Okay.
But we're all about developing that positive mindset and positive things happening in the community. So, without any further ado, it is the dad joke of the week. Let's get a drum roll for this. All right. Oh, snap. I did it again. I forgot. It is...
We need help.
You know, I had a student tell me earlier a joke, and I was like, I'm going to use that. And so I was trying to think of what it was, and it did not... I was trying to remember what it was, and I totally forgot. So, to my student who told me a dad joke, at the end of the day, I tried to use it, but I totally forgot. So, we'll go with this one. What is the king of vegetables? Elvis Parsley.
And the crowd goes wild.
Do the hip thing. You guys can't see my hips, though, so...
I love your dad jokes.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
my
you.
favorite part of the show.
Mm-hmm. It's mine too. I just wish I could remember them. But, hey.
You have so many good ones. That's why you can't
remember
all.
And I don't want to... I try not to repeat, so it is what it is.
Gotcha.
So, without any further ado, we are very lucky to have you here on the show, Miss Debra Cole.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, for our listeners out there, can you just enlighten us about who is Debra Cole?
Ooh, she's so many things. Mysterious. No, my name is Debra Cole. I'm affectionately known as Queen Cole. I am one part of a web show podcast called Royalteatv.
Okay.
And then I also have my own segment.
Great podcast.
Thank you. I have my own segment, and it's called My Dallas Life. It chronicles me going throughout the city, doing different adventures in the city.
Oh, that's exciting. So what are some of your adventures?
Ooh, I do so many
favorite
things.
Adventure, then?
So many. My last one, I'll just talk about my last adventure. I learned how to do belly dancing.
Oh, really?
I know. I was shocked because I can't dance, but I like to dance, and I like to have fun. So I was like, I want to try this. So it was part of my Try New Things Tuesday. So
that's exciting.
Try
New Things Tuesday. I might steal that from you. I like that.
That's why I'm here, to spread positivity and to let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, no, and this one of the things, that's how we kind of got connected, is we have similar... the positive vibes going on, and I love y'all's podcast. And what led to y'all starting the podcast? And so it's you and Queen Cole and King Nard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's both of us. He is a family friend. The Royalteatv is a brainchild of my youngest brother. So my youngest brother thought, hey, we should start a podcast. And he started with 2 other people.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, that's great. We support you in what you want to do. And so then one of the people got too busy and they couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. And so he's like, I need a woman. And I'm like, I'll do it until you find somebody else. Uh-huh. So I did a few shows, and then he's like, oh, no, you're good.
Lo and behold.
We're gonna keep using you. I'm like, oh, okay. And so then after 1 year, he's like, I think you 2 need to do your own segments.
Okay.
And we're like, huh? Yeah. Figure out what do you want to do, and you'll have a segment so people can get to know you on another level. So that's how My Dallas Life came.
Oh, that is amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah, I was just not thrown in. I mean, I was willing volunteer until he got someone else.
You're just like, I'm a
I didn't know I was it. So it's been going well for the last 3 years. So it'll be 4 years in January. So
wow, congratulations.
We're excited that it's been going on.
Yeah. So what do you do? Anything else besides the podcast too, or? I know you're a mother of 2.
I am the mother of 2. I have 2 college students. One is 22. One is 20.
Okay.
So they're very active. They have their own lives. I hate to say, but
that's exciting for you too.
It is exciting. When I come to the airport, they pick me up. So I'm like, oh.
That's paying it back.
When they need gas money, it's still still a parent.
Yes. That's why you got a job, kids.
yes. So that is very exciting to have young adults and to see how they have grown and how I've helped. My ex-husband and I help cultivate them. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
That's
I like it better than when they were little. That was a very stressful time.
It's almost like they reach a certain point. I don't have any kids of my own, so I'm speculating here from that they're like, oh, you can actually do things that I can do too,
Yeah, like get in the car.
Yeah.
You just get in the car and strap yourself in. Like with the infant and the toddlers, you like wrangling them up because they're 16 months apart. Yeah. So I don't know what I was thinking, but finally I got my head on straight and didn't have another kid, but wrangling a toddler up that's just barely walking, one that's running, and you're like trying to corral them. So just simple things like, hey, get in and strap in.
Yeah, things we take for granted.
Yeah, because you see the moms like with the carriers and the book bag or the diaper. It's like it gives me chills.
I know. I'm gonna look like that dad, just like going. Like, are we going on a 2-week vacation? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to the store.
It's a field trip. I'm telling you. There's always an adventure with children. There's always an adventure. So yes, definitely, it's like that.
Oh, some would say I'm just a grown man child. So, so you're doing a podcast. So what is? I'm going to backtrack back to podcasting now. So switching gears. What is something that you've enjoyed most about doing your podcast?
What I've enjoyed the most about the podcasting is meeting new people. Like the power of social media. I knew, but I didn't know like the vast. Like a lot of new people that I've met is through social media, through hashtags, like finding people, Dallas podcasters, DFW, and you're like, hey, we're in the same city. Do you want to do something? And it's like, it makes it easier to collaborate with people. So that's probably the best thing, meeting new people and seeing how the power really of social media. Because I know it gets a bad rap at times, like, oh, it's all this negative. But if you put positive out there, and then if your timeline is not inspiring you or making you feel motivated, then stop following those people. It's that easy.
Else.
Just go to something else and do that. So that's probably the most thing that I like.
Okay.
So far.
No, I agree, and I appreciate, because y'all were the ones that reached out to me, and so I'm still considered an infant. Like, people are still strapping me into the car.
Like, get in.
Yeah, get in. And I'm like, nah. I sounded like a really scary child. But, and so, like, I appreciate that, and I've learned a lot just from, like, watching your podcast, and so thank you.
You're welcome. We had such a good time with you on the show.
Oh, no, it was a lot of fun, too.
It was so much fun.
And that episode's airing tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tomorrow at 5:30.
Okay.
Tomorrow at 5:30.
Okay.
We'll send you all the stuff for it.
Yeah, and I'll be sure to post it. So check us out tomorrow at 5:30 on Royalteatv. So
it's gonna be good.
YouTube, right?
Yep, you got YouTube, all platforms, Royalteatv. So it's Royal TEA, a little play on words, like like your show.
Yeah,
we did a little play on words. Royalteatv.com. We have website, YouTube, all social media platforms. So it'll definitely be posted on all those.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. And so, both our shows are focused on positivity. So, I'm very curious. Who is somebody that you look up to for positivity?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even say it enough. My family, and I think a lot of times we do, look at celebrities and entertainers, but when you look around you, because I really do believe that you're the sum of the people that you're around.
Oh, yeah.
So my family is so positive. I like my dad. If you ask anybody in our small city, like, oh, do you know Mr. Johnson? They'll be like, yeah, I see him at Walmart. And sometimes, he has a Walmart ministry. He's going to make sure you're good. Oh, hi, good to see you. He's going to greet you. And he's like that all the time.
Yeah.
Wherever you see him, it's not just like only at church. He's not like, hey, how you doing? Like, he sees you out. He's going to talk to you. How you doing? How's your mama doing? How your family doing? You need prayer, So my family is very positive. My parents are. My brothers are. like any other family, we've been through difficult situations.
Yeah.
I was married for 17 years, and I ended up getting a divorce. So I had to move back home.
Oh, I'm sure that was tough.
That was different. It felt like I reverted back to high school.
Oh, when are you going to be home?
And not even that. There was a because I was home for 1 year. A lady saw me driving, my mom. And she's like, "I didn't even know you had your license. My mom drove me around so much." And I'm like, 35 years old. Like I've been driving.
This is my chauffeur. Let me introduce you.
Right. So it was so funny, to hear that, because her perception. Like my mom's always driving me, and my dad would even be like, "Oh, you gonna wash dishes?" And I'm like, yeah, sure I am.
Yeah, that's.
I couldn't eat in my room.
That.
It was just like high school. It's like I reverted back. I'm like, okay, kitchen's closed.
Yeah.
The dishes are washed. Kitchen is closed. So for them to really welcome me back, like no problem. That really helped me. Get over a difficult situation. My brothers have been through some difficult situations, and our parents have always been there, being supportive. But they're real also. So that doesn't mean they're not positive. It just means they're going to tell us the truth out of love and, help us. So definitely my family is the number one positive influence in my life.
I love it. And I think for a lot of people too. I mean, I know for me, my brother is my positive influence. He's my older brother, and he has Down syndrome, so he grew up, and like just seeing him every day, like if you're ever in Plano and you go to McAllister's, my brother is Gordon, and he works the dishes, but he'll bring out food during Monday through Friday during the lunch hours.
Okay.
And so he'll dance for you, he'll sing for you, like
really? Okay. I love McAllister's too, so I need to go over there. I love their lemonade.
Yes, the lemonade and their tea. I'm an Arnold Palmer fan, so I'm always like mixing the two. And people,
I love it. I love McAllister's.
People are always like, "Why are you ordering a mixed drink right now?" I'm like, "Well, it's just lemonade and tea, y'all."
Yeah, Arnold Palmer. I love it. I love those.
Yeah. So, speaking of hard times, our show title is "Letting It Go."
Letting it go.
So, what is hard about letting go sometimes?
It's because it's our comfort zone too. Even if it's a bad situation, it's our comfort zone that keeps us just cozy and cool. Like, I know how to function like this. Even if it's a bad job, we're like, I can make it means. On payday week, you're like, I can do this. It's not that. On off payday weeks, you're like, this job. You get antsy. So I think it's our comfort zone. We get so stuck in it, like, I don't want to do anything else. And fear can make you not want to let go and try something different or do something new, and hold you back from letting go.
I agree 100%. I'm recounting like different times in my life where letting go, and it's not always like bad experience, but like letting go of bad habits or letting go of my old ways. They're not always easy.
It's not, especially as we get older, we're like, I know this.
Yeah.
You get experience. You're like, no, I know this. I know that this is not going to be good. And we sort of put those preconceived notions on ourselves, like, no, I know. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No.
But I think you're never too old to learn something new. So that's why I do my Try New Things Tuesday. This year,
and I love that idea, by the way. Like I said, I want to steal it. So
you can steal it. You can steal it. This year was my year of yes. It's my last year in my 30s. Okay. So this year I was 39. I'll be 40 next week. And so I'm like, all year it's try new things. So every Tuesday I try something new, whether it's new food, a new yoga position, if it's a new, I don't know, hair product or something like that. I try to do something new that I didn't know. Yeah. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't.
And how do you go and find those things to kind of put yourself out of that comfort zone? Like you just go on like Craigslist?
No. I don't know. It just depends. I follow a lot of things like activities. Like one of them is Live Lively Dallas, and they have a lot of activities that are free or close to free that you can do and try, like inline skating or kickboxing, or we're going to meet up for yoga here or do something. This summer, my really go-to thing was the Grand Prairie Library. They had so many free classes. Like, I started a free Spanish class. I did that all summer. Once a week, I went, and I'm like, I want to learn, but I'm putting it off. And then, you know a few bad words, but then you're like, I want to learn how to really speak Spanish. And so I was able to go to that free class. Like I said, the belly dancing class. They had Zumba class. So they had so many different...
They have those at the library?
Yes. Yes.
Man, library has changed since I last went there. I read
it's
books.
More than story time. It's not just story time. It's so many other activities that they have there. So I went to a photography class at the Epic. To learn different things, because I got a Canon, and I'm like, I'm going to be Cole with a Canon. I'm going to be taking pictures. But, it's more than just taking a picture. I want to capture the moment. So I went to a photography class. I think it was $10.
That's a really good price.
Yeah, we went through all the settings, and we went out and did, first part of class was learning in the class, and then we went out. We were outside taking pictures, doing stuff. So it's really cool.
That's cool. It almost sounds like going to a makerspace. Have you ever been to?
Because I think there's one.
There's one in
Spaces,
Dallas.
McKinney.
I think there's several. I know there's Dallas, Plano. I would assume McKinney would have one too. I'm assuming, but you know what happens when you assume. So I'm not going to say it.
It might be. There might be.
Yeah. So, but it's really cool because they have different classes, and I know with the makerspace, the head of PR, he was coming to a group I was going to, a networking group, and he would tell me they have a virtual reality, which that's really cool. I don't know if you've ever messed around with virtual reality, but you can do things like welding, but pretty much if you want to learn it, you can go to a makerspace.
Wow.
And it sounds like the libraries are kind of like that. Yeah, so Dallas Makerspace is really cool.
I need to write that down then. After the show, I need to get that information.
Add
that to my... How do I need to follow?
Try Tuesday. Yeah. For sure. So anyways, now I'm all thinking about all the classes. I'm like,
I know, that's why I'm thinking what else can I do?
So here we are brainstorming ways that we can let go of our old habits. What are y'all doing?
I know. I get on the wave.
As we get back on track, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk some more about why we should let things go. So this is Jacob New with A Whole New World, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody, to A Whole New World with me, your host, Jacob New, and our lovely guest, Debra Cole.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you on the show. Thanks for being here. So we were talking a little bit about trying new things and letting go of old habits. So kind of want to flip the script. And so we were talking about letting go of old habits, but sometimes things happen to us that are hard for us to let go. And people have done something, what have you, and it just kind of eats away at us. What might have been something that happened to you that was hard to let go?
And this is something that I actually put on to myself. I'm probably my biggest critic. I'm very hard on myself. I hold myself to a very high standard. I'm an overachiever. So being a perfectionist.
Okay.
I had to let that go. It was so exhausting. Why am I trying to be perfect? Nothing in life is perfect. So that was something that I had to actually let go of, trying to be the super mom, the super wife, the perfect mom, the perfect wife, when there's no blueprint for that. There's no blue book for that to say, hey, this is right and this is wrong. So just trying to operate at that level consistently every single day in and day out for years and years and years. You know, I used to say, sleep is for the weak. I would get like 4 hours of sleep and I'm up and I'm making breakfast for my kids. On Valentine's Day, I'm making heart-shaped pancakes.
Okay. Oh, so you're a chef too. I like it.
I was doing too much. So I was really holding myself to an unobtainable standard, trying to be a perfectionist. So I'm in recovery now and I'm doing better.
Okay.
But that's something that I really had to let go of. I had to really come to the realization that there's no perfect person.
Oh yeah.
No perfect mom, sister, brother, etc. So I had to really let that go.
No, and I had similar stuff going through like school up until like high school, and that's when I finally decided to kind of like start changing. But it reminds me of, have you ever seen the movie Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
I love when he's sitting there and they're talking about the girl he's dating, and he's like, well, she might not be perfect, and he's like, well, you might not be perfect for her. But,
right,
you know,
because there's no perfect person, whether we want to think about it or not, and get it in our heads or not.
And you just gotta be who you are. Accept that we're gonna make mistakes and have that growth mindset and learn from it. So, what was it that made you realize, wow, this is really having a negative impact on me? I need to change this.
Like I mentioned, not sleeping, running on fumes, thinking that I'm just gonna go, just having not a total meltdown, but just your body's like, hey, slow down. And you're like, no. Your brain's going, and it's like, no. So, feeling fatigued, tired, eating bad stuff, because you want to get that sugar rush. You need to get that caffeine jolt to be able to jump back on the horse and keep going. So those were negative things that were happening. And it's like, you can't live on Starbucks alone.
Oh, yeah.
It's great, but you can't just do that and think that you're going to be, healthy and happy and feeling free. So
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm not a coffee person, so I will use energy drinks. And my fiance, she's always like, "It's bad for your health." I'm like, I know, yes, ma'am, but I still do it. It's like, so I'm trying to cut back on that. But
cut back. I mean, and I like natural stimulants instead. You can substitute some things for that, and you need some wind down time. So what I also created in my life is that,
I like that.
1 hour, I take 1 hour in the morning, no social media. So not before 10 o'clock. So if I wake up at 8, not before 10, I do the things that I need to do so I can get rolling. And then after 10 o'clock p.m., no more social media or screen time, just to unwind, relax, chill out, get ready to have a restful night's sleep, opposed to being so amped up and getting lost in the rabbit hole of YouTube or any kind of social platforms, because you can get lost. You can be on there an hour and not even know it. So YouTube, I try to give myself some boundaries to don't go too far.
Blocking things off.
Giving myself time to, like, I deserve time to unwind in the evening, and then time to wake up, get my brain flowing and going to the directions I need to go, opposed to getting lost in the rabbit hole of social media.
No, and
I've done nothing for like 2 hours.
But you feel like, I've been doing so much.
I've been liking so many things.
This is a really cute dog, though. Did you see it?
Right. Looking at videos over, like, did that just happen?
I usually end up on, like, Dr. Pimple Popper. I'm like, it's so gross, but it's I can't stop watching.
Really? I've seen one. It scared me. I was like, I need to make sure my face is washed. I don't want to be the next person.
No. I'm like, that's a big cyst. What?
I know.
So
I've seen it one time. That was scary.
And it's crazy that, like, it turned into, like, an actual TV show.
It is.
Like wow. But speaking of wind down time, I love that you had that time without the social media, and I try to do that in the mornings, about 30. I'm not as dedicated before 10 a.m., But for like at least the first 30 minutes after I wake up, I don't look up. I use my phone for my alarm, so I turn that off and then I put it away. And then I go and do my other things, let the dogs, like just kind of have some me time. But even after, at the end of the day, I give myself about an hour, and so like I turn off the TV. It was really hard last night because I was like, I want to watch football.
Oh my God, this Saints game had me holding my breath for the last, was it 2 seconds? 20 seconds?
It was a crazy game.
I'm a Saints fan, so I was holding my breath. I mean, at the third quarter, I was...
It wasn't looking good for...
I had to pick my face up because I was with a friend, and they're like, the Saints are... And I'm like, plastering my face off the ground like... It's only the third quarter. we got tears in my eyes trying to fight back. Oh, sorry. And then, boom, fourth quarter, all this happens. I'm like...
a lot can happen at any moment, and that's why
football,
I love football.
20 seconds is a lot of time.
Oh, it is. Especially with timeouts.
But the last game I wasn't going to watch it. I was like, I've had enough.
I started watching it. Raiders surprised me, but I'm a Cowboys fan, so...
Okay, this is the end of the show. I got it.
Oh, we're not done. But needless to say, I am glad that football is back because I'm doing I sit on Sundays with my fantasy football. Ooh. So, like I said, it's hard for me to turn off football, but I did turn it off, and I'm getting in the habit of journaling. And for me, I feel like when things happen throughout the day, I write it down, and that's a good way for me to get it out. And then I start reading. I read a book. Sometimes it's something I like, something it's for me to learn something, or I've been reading just various like positive books. I love power positive thinking. Okay. And wouldn't you know it, like when you're on the spot, you're like, I feel like you're watching a TV show and you're like, oh, I know the answer, but then you're on and you're like,
right, you get stuck. You're like, ah.
That's like the story of my life, except like I'm at home and it'll happen.
That's funny.
But I mean, just even that, like I've noticed that I've been sleeping better just by doing that. Just because I feel like I write it on the paper and it's out. Yes. And in extreme cases, I've taken the sheet of notebook paper, I balled it up, and I burned it. Wow. And
okay, that's
in a safe place.
Get rid of it. Yeah, that's one way to get rid of it.
Those are really bad days. Let me tell you.
Like when days I can't like turn my brain off because I feel like I'm always thinking. I'm like, I always keep something by the bed so I can just wake up, jot it down, and then it frees me. I'm like, okay.
I love it.
Now it's time to go to sleep. So I try to journal also. Journaling is so good because I like going back. Like, what happened last week? And you're like, wow, I made it through that.
Yeah.
Keep going. You know what I mean? So, but I like this burning. I might need to burn some pages too. Like I need to flip that.
Yeah.
This needs to
go. Rip it out. So, but use a fireplace, or so you gotta be safe. Not promoting unsafe burning here.
Absolutely not.
Smokey would not approve.
No,
so,
this is all positive.
Yeah. So we're burning the bad.
Yes, we're not pyro. We just
I mean, but it's just something about getting it out and onto a paper, and that I think for me is very comforting, and just letting go. I mean, whether it's something that happened at work or something that happened, even with my fiance, sometimes I'm just like, I'm not going to... Journaling is like, okay, that's out. And then you come back to it, like you said, you're like, it's not really a bad thing. I actually had heard Abraham Lincoln he'd write his letters, but then wait to send them. And then, like, there's a lot that they found, and... I was listening to audiobook. That's how I got onto that one. But I've been trying to get more into biographies. But anyway, so they found it in... wrote this letter to a general that had lost like this battle that could have won it. And I'm not a history buff or anything, so I just remember the gist of it was like, it was just really bad. How could you do that? Like, just really like laying into the dude. And then like he ended up not sending it, and because it was still, they know he didn't send it because it was still in his like little unsent. And I believe he sent like a more positive. He like went back and thought about it and was like, if I'd been in this situation, or like these are the things that led to it.
I like that because that's what practicing the pause. Because I'm like that. Because I am a thinker, I need a second. Like, if we're having a discussion, I may be like,
yeah,
let me think. Because I want to take in what you're saying, and then I also want to respond, but I want it to be listening also. So that's something, I think that's good. Especially trying to be an active listener. You know, like, I'm going to listen. I'm going to write this down. Because maybe, you know, after you hear the other person, you may come back with a better response.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So I think that's something good.
There's, I think, a lot to be said about just sitting there in that wait time, you know, and it's active listening. It's hard to be an active listener when you're sitting there getting in your own way, you know.
Yes. Trying to think of a response. No, just listen. Just listen. So,
man, a lot of great ideas. But so, any other ways that you deal with it, or just because I like what you've.
Let's see, what else as far as letting go. One of the main things that I learned, especially being new here in the city, doing the My Dallas Life segment, is to be afraid, have a little fear, but do it anyway. So of course I'm not doing anything that's like crazy, but one thing that our family said this year, we were like, we're all going to do something that scares us. And I'm like, what is that? So I want to go skydiving.
Okay, I was going to say, is it skydiving?
Nobody wants to go. I coerced my youngest brother to say yes, because I got somebody else to say yes. But then my sister-in-law and my brother are like, no, we're not going to do it. My sister-in-law wants to go to the spider farm, I guess it's called, and let a tarantula like crawl on her arm.
There's a farm for spiders.
I don't know if it's called a farm. Maybe I'm talking about the bee farm. But I was saying that I would like the bees just to cover me. And they're like, no. So
that's
to deal with letting go, to be able to do something new, I take fear with me. So you're not going to eliminate all fear. If you think about I was a student athlete before in high school, and you know, you would be nervous before the game, even though you're prepared. You still would be nervous. You don't say, I don't want to play. You're like, hey, I still want to play. You're nervous. You sort of have a little bit of anxiousness. So I do it anyway. So that's one of the things that I do. I take fear with me.
I love that.
Because, you know, once you get into it, you're like, this is great.
That is so cool. And I just really like that idea of just taking fear with you, because that's
it's not going to leave.
It's okay.
You're going to feel.
And just like going with being talking about being perfect earlier too. I mean, that's part of who we are. Is just accepting. So I think, or at least for me, like sometimes it's hard to own like those flaws, those fears. I shouldn't be afraid of this, or you know, I am terrified of spiders. That's why I'm like, you said spider farm. I was like,
I don't know if it's a farm, but it's somewhere where you can go. And I guess the spiders are docile, so they can't like give you the venom or anything. But still, if you think about a tarantula crawling, I think it's nothing. I'm not afraid of spiders, but
if it has more than 4 legs,
because
the bee thing, that's a lot. I've never been stung by a bee, so I don't know how I've
been stung by a bee before, but I mean, it was a long time ago. Like, I don't have the fear, but I think just being, you know, the buzzing and stuff, like, I would think that's a lot if they're all like,
like swarming you,
that would make me afraid.
I'd be worried about all my ear holes, my nose holes, like, you know.
I'm sure they'll crawl. As long as they don't crawl in my mouth, I'll be fine.
No, I don't want no bees in my mouth. Unless they're giving me honey. Then that's okay. So,
so that's one thing. Take fear with you.
I love it.
Because fear is always going to be there, especially when you're trying to, I feel like, especially when you're trying to do something new, when you're trying to even elevate yourself to do something different. Like you said, learning something, you can be afraid. You're like, maybe, like for me, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I'm too old. My baby's 20. I should not be trying to learn something. But I'm like, why not?
Yeah, but that's such a great example for those around you, including your children too. Like,
look at Mom.
Mom, she's still doing this.
She's over there at belly dancing class. What the heck?
That's what's up.
So
my kids would be like, Dad's doing belly dancing.
That would be funny.
So, but no, that is. I applaud you for
Thank you.
Getting out there, trying new things, getting out of your comfort zone, letting go of your comfort zone.
Yes, yes. That's where the fun is, outside of your comfort zone. You gotta step out, do something new, even trying new foods.
No,
just do it.
I love trying new foods. Textures don't really bother me. So,
what's the craziest thing you've had?
Ooh,
well, not the crazy, unusual to somebody else.
Horse. Yeah.
Horse.
Yeah, I've had horse.
Wow, how do they cook that?
I mean, it's very similar to sausage, and
really,
I didn't know it was horse at the time.
How did they make it? They made it like sausage.
Yeah, it's
patty,
and it no, it's like the
tubing,
like the tubing. Yeah, and so I was like, this is delicious because to me it tasted kind of like venison, and so
it's a little on the gamey side then.
Yeah, but it had a lot of flavor, and
I'm
I mean,
so
people over there
I'm so
like
jealous right now. I mean, food envy right now.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely the most unusual food I've ever had, and have I had it since? No, but
but when you found out, were you upset? Like, oh my God, I'm eating horse.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I didn't know the horse. I mean, I'm not upset when I eat a steak. That's my rationale. And I can understand, like, people are like, especially if people have an attachment to it, but I don't have the same attachment. So I'm just like, I just know I'm like, probably wouldn't eat it again. I mean, just because it is a horse, but I mean, I'd say try it.
Wow.
You know?
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah. I feel so.
Or tell your friend whenever they make it again to invite me, because I mean, I'm down for new stuff.
Yeah. So I was actually overseas when I had it. So that's
Okay.
It wasn't like
you?
I was in I believe I was in Germany.
Okay, yes. I was gonna guess Germany. Okay.
Yeah. So
first I need to go back to Germany.
Part of the reason why I didn't know what it was because I didn't read the menu correctly, and my German friend was like, waited until I ate it, and then I was like, well, you know what that is, right? And I was like, I don't even remember the German word for it right now, and they're like, oh yeah, that's horse. I'm like, excuse me?
Wow, you have just blown my mind.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people out there are like, no! What are you doing? So, but yeah, that's my exciting food travels.
That is exciting. So that means I need to, one, go to Germany, and two, try horse.
Yeah. I always recommend traveling. I think that's another great way to get out of your travels, or your travel zone, but also your comfort zone.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you on that. And you get to see how other people do things, and it just opens your eyes up to so much more.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes you appreciate your home when you come back.
100%.
I like traveling, but then I love my bed. I love hotel beds, and I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, but when you get to your bed, it's yes.
Yeah, so I think it's great. I agree with you. Traveling is an awesome way to get out your zone.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, wow, this episode has flown by. Can you believe it?
Zooming.
So, any last minute advice for our listeners out there today on letting go, or anything in general, being positive, trying new things, eating horse? No, just kidding.
I said so many things, but a final message would be to do not let anyone put you in a box. Be your own person, use your own mind, and go after the things that you want to do. Don't let somebody who's not pursuing their goals talk you out of yours. Go get it.
I like it.
Let that go. Let opinions go, and go after it relentlessly.
And we support you in that too. I mean, I love that. That's amen. Amen. That's all I got to say.
All right.
So, thank you again for being on the show.
I appreciate it. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so Royalteatv, you can find them on Instagram at Royalteatv, all one word.
Yep.
I highly recommend checking them out, or any of the platforms, just Spotify, iTunes.
We're not on Spotify and iTunes,
okay,
just because we're sort of considered on the web show side of it, because we have the video.
The videos, yes, the videos.
Ours are more videos.
So YouTube.
But hey, YouTube, pull it up in your car and keep riding. You'll still get the same gist of it. But hopefully within the near future, we'll be able to strip our audio and put it on the Spotify audio where more of the podcasters are.
Yes, no, I love it. And y'all, it is a phenomenal show, so I highly recommend checking them out. So look them up on YouTube, Royalteatv, again, TEA TV.
Yes, thank you.
So, thank you guys for tuning in today, and as always, I do have a request. Please help us share the word, positive vibes, help a friend. If you think this show or can be of help to anybody that you know, please share it with them. And sharing is free, and so, but it helps us out and it helps spread that positivity. So thank you guys, and this has been another phenomenal episode of A Whole New World with me, your host, Jacob New. And as always, if you only learn to do one thing, learn to make a difference. Y'all have a good night.